tell me about this systemic slandering, because you and I both understand, and I mean, I would be more on the convinced side to your claim than most of the people tend to be. But a large part of urban India is not convinced with this systemic slandering question.
Right.
What is this systemic slandering? How do I put a finger on it? How do I nail it down?
I don't think urban India will even understand or will ever be persuaded or convinced, because they themselves have bought into it and they are the ones to indulge in it. Okay. And this is largely because of the years of indoctrination, subtle indoctrination that they go through as part of the education system, the kind of nonsense that pop culture throws at them, and the kind of people who are celebrated as intelligentsia in the community, and the kind of books that are regularly published, and the normalization of, let's say, Hindu phobia and the Brahminization of Brahmin phobia, separating the Brahmin identity from the Hindu identity, separating the caste identity from the Hindu identity when it matters, and equating caste with Hinduism when it is convenient. So all of this has been going on, and I don't think it has not happened before. It has happened systematically. The foundation for which and the seeds for which were sown under Sri Jawaharlal Nehru. I won't call him Pandit because he was not, according to me. So that, let's say, the foundation of cultural Marxism, which was laid under his tenure, I think reached a charam seema, a peak of sorts, in 2000s. And I think that effectively contributed to the change that we saw in 2014. But I still don't think that it has abated, it has waned, it is only growing with each passing day. Because I don't think there is a systematic response or an institutional response that has come about to the nonsense that has been peddled for all these decades. Okay. And there, I think a significant amount of blame must lie not just at the society, but also at the doors of the MHRD ministry and the establishment, which doesn't think it is important for it to respond to this. Textbooks have not seen too much of a change.
What is it in textbooks that is a systematic slander to the Indic identity?
More than a systematic slander to the Indic identity, see, there are two ways of looking at it. One is to build a positive narrative, and the second is to go after the negative narrative. Okay. The positive narrative is to, first of all, let children know what is the concept of Bharat, where do we come from, what are its origins. And that entire discussion is muddled by this misplaced understanding of secularism. I don't think secularism as a concept is bad, but the manner in which it is understood and the manner in which it is interpreted in India is entirely antithetical to the indigenous identity. And that starts from the textbooks, and that goes on for the next 16 years until, and especially the moment you enter the portals of any humanities university or humanities department, it only increases in vitriol, it increases in its amount of bile that it spews against the indigenous identity. Okay. So textbooks is one reason. Second, an understanding of science is another reason, because we constantly speak of only history and social textbooks. But the fact that science is entirely seen as a Western idea, as a Western concept, as a Western import, where there is absolutely no contribution of India that is ever placed before students, what does it effectively do? On the history front, students are being told that you're a product of a defeated slave society. And on the science front, you're being told that you're boorish, you're savage, you're superstitious, you've never contributed to the concept of science. When it comes to civics, you're being effectively told that every institution that modern India has inherited, so to speak, is an institution that the Britishers have bequeathed to you. That's effectively the statement that's been given. So your sense of identity is gone. Your sense of self-esteem is gone. Your sense of political identity is gone. And your sense of self-esteem when it comes to your brain, which is to say your contribution to the global pool of thought on the scientific front and progress, is also gone. What do you think remains of your identity by the end of your schooling and your college? Nothing. So if anything survives, it is not because of the education system, but despite the education system. Okay, so that's effectively the level at which we all operate. So anyone who's managed to grow a filter thanks to his household training in Bharatiya customs, in our Sanskriti and our belief systems, is largely a product of that particular environment that he's grown up in, despite the kind of bile that he gets to encounter on a regular basis in the outside world. Okay, so we are the lucky few people, but I think we're also the minority in India.